Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Buckle up because there's a major shakeup happening right now in the NFL, and it's directly impacting the Washington Commanders. We're talking about a move that could reshape the NFC East, a division that's already been competitive, but now might become even more intense, more unpredictable, and honestly more exciting for us fans. The news that's really catching everyone's attention today is the signing of a Pro Bowl defender, a player with a proven track record of making game-changing plays, especially in big moments. And yes, you guessed it, this news is about Von Miller. That's right, Von Miller, one of the most dynamic pass rushers in recent NFL history, is now a free agent, and it looks like he's heading to the NFC East, more specifically to the Washington Commanders. But let's back up a little. Why is this such a game-changer? Well, first, you have to understand the current state of the Commanders' defense, particularly their pass rush. Last season, it was quite clear that their front seven needed reinforcement. They parted ways with Montez Sweat, who had been a key player, and although they brought in some players to fill the gap, it's fair to say that the pass rush still remains an area with room for improvement. Their best pass rusher right now is Dietrich Wise, who's a solid player but not exactly a game wrecker, especially in a division where quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and Daniel Jones are looking to exploit any weakness. The Commanders have shown that they're in win-now mode. We saw that with their aggressive moves during the offseason, like acquiring Laramie Tunsil and Deebo Samuel, both of whom are stars at their respective positions. These moves clearly signal that they want to contend, they want to push for the playoffs, and they're willing to make bold decisions to do so. So, bringing in a veteran like Von Miller makes perfect sense. It's a move that could immediately bolster their pass rush, add veteran leadership, and bring a playoff-tested performer into the mix. Now, you might be wondering, what makes Von Miller such a valuable asset at this stage of his career? Well, despite being 34 years old, Miller remains a player capable of disrupting offenses, especially in obvious passing situations. Yes, he's had some injuries, including an ACL tear in 2022, but he's shown resilience, coming back strong, especially in 2024. His recent stats tell a compelling story. In 2024, he posted a pass rush grade of 84.5 on Pro Football Focus, which is excellent considering the limited snaps he played, just 40 pass rushing snaps in the playoffs, but with a pressure rate of 17.5%, which is pretty impressive given his limited role. That kind of production, even in a part-time role, proves that he still has plenty left in the tank. And let's talk about the tape. Von Miller has always been known for his explosiveness, his ability to bend around the edge, and his knack for timing the sack perfectly. Even in his later years, he's still a nightmare for offensive tackles. Sure, he's not the all-pro superstar he was during his prime with Denver, but he's a scheme-specific player now, someone who can be rotated in situationally and still make a huge impact. His ability to generate pressure, especially on third down, is what teams covet, and the Commanders could really benefit from that. His experience in big games, including Super Bowls, can be a huge boost for a defense that's trying to take the next step. Now, let's put this into perspective. The NFL is all about value and fit, and Miller's recent contract with Buffalo was a 6-year, $120 million deal, which might seem like a lot, but the market has shifted. For a 1-year deal, teams are now looking at something in the range of $6 to $9 million, considering his age and recent injury history. This is a bargain for a player of his caliber, especially for a team like the Commanders, who are looking to make a playoff push. And it's not just about what Miller can do on the field. It's about what he brings to the locker room. Leadership, work ethic, a winning mentality, these are qualities that can rub off on younger players like Chase Young, who's been working to get back to his previous dominance after injuries, and Montez Sweat, who's entering a contract year. Having a veteran who's played at the highest level, who's been through the grind of deep playoff runs, can inspire this young defensive core and elevate their game. But of course, the NFL landscape is always shifting. Other teams are also eyeing Von Miller. The Dallas Cowboys, for instance, make a lot of sense. Growing up and playing college ball in Texas, Miller has a connection to that region. The Kansas City Chiefs, who lost some key pass rushers, could also be in the mix. The Cincinnati Bengals, always looking to bolster their front seven, might see Miller as a perfect fit, especially working alongside Hendrickson. Even the Baltimore Ravens, who finished as a top 10 defense last season and are always aggressive in free agency, could be a landing spot for him, especially considering their recent success on the defensive side of the ball. But what about the fit with the Commanders specifically? Well, the NFC East is known for its high-powered offenses, and Miller's ability to rush the passer from the left side, where he has historically had success, makes him an ideal candidate to complement existing players. The Commanders' defensive scheme could greatly benefit from his presence, especially if they deploy him in situations where his pass rushing skills can shine. Plus, his leadership and playoff experience could be invaluable in close games, where every sack and pressure counts. The signing of Von Miller could be the move that elevates Washington's defense from decent to formidable. It's about adding that extra edge, that extra spark, to create chaos for opposing quarterbacks and give the secondary some breathing room. And let's not forget, in the modern NFL, pass rushers are the difference makers. The game is won and lost in the trenches, and Miller's addition could be what pushes the Commanders over the edge and into serious playoff contention. So fans, this is the kind of move that can change everything. It's not just about adding a name, it's about adding a player with a proven track record, a leader who knows what it takes to succeed at the highest level. The NFC East is already a competitive division, but with Von Miller in Washington, the dynamics could shift even more. The Giants are improving, the Eagles are reigning champions, and the Cowboys are always in the hunt. That's why this signing could be the catalyst for the Commanders to finally take that leap into real contention. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential signing? Do you believe Miller still has what it takes to be an impactful player for Washington? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him rush the passer in the burgundy and gold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your opinion really matters to us, and it plays a big role in shaping the conversation around the team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into what's happening with the Washington Commanders. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep cheering for this team as they aim for greatness. This is what we live for as fans, those moments when our team makes bold moves, when they show they're serious about winning, and when we get to be part of that journey. The NFL is unpredictable, but one thing is certain. With a move like signing Von Miller, the Washington Commanders could be on the verge of something special. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next video with more in-depth analysis, exclusive news, and all things Washington Commanders. Let's go, Commanders!